Oh yes, Legends, how's everybody doing? Let's go, Crypto Legends. Let's analyze the situation here for the price of Bitcoin altogether. We've got a big day today, guys, so we'll be discussing that throughout today's live stream. Let's go right away through the comment section. Let's turn the music down. I know it's Friday, but let's calm down for the moment. Let's go right away through the comment section, say hello to the beautiful community, and see what is going on here with the markets. Okay, today's a big day, guys. We do have Fed Chair Powell on the speech in about 2.5 hours from now. Actually, it is going to be, in about 1.5 hours from now, not 2.5. Yeah, it's going to be in 1 hour and 30 minutes where we do have Fed Chair Powell speech. I think it's going to be a little bit hawkish. The price is kind of feeling it already. Are we front running the potential dump already? Because we are dropping on the price of Bitcoin, okay? Are we front running the speech? We know he's been very hawkish. I think he's going to continue to be so. We can see the interest rates. The percentage is going down. It's still higher, okay? 71% to have those interest rate cuts in September. It's actually had a little dip in the last couple of days. It was above 80%. What is going on? What is going on? We can see the market's already feeling that pressure and getting the momentum to the downside. We'll be doing the technical analysis because, yes, eventually we are looking for a reversal, but we cannot deny that the price is just downtrending. Every single little bounce is just continuing to the downside. Eventually, we will find some reversal at some point, and those are the scenarios that we are going to discuss today, Legends, okay? So let's go quickly through the comment section and say hello to the beautiful community, and we'll be discussing the probabilities that could happen here for the price of Bitcoin. Pintopia, when we dump into news, we usually pump out of it. Yes, this is obviously a scenario that could happen. We basically forming a little bit of swing failure pattern at the moment. We've tested the lows already. It has been confirmed basically in the last 5 to 10 minutes that those lows from the 3rd of August have basically been tested. Is this a good swing failure pattern? Is this the liquidity grab from the low, and now it's going to be recovering very aggressively, right? It's happened already. We dipped down the low. Is it time for a nice bounce? This is a risky trade. It is a risky trade. It's not my favorite swing failure pattern, I have to say. Eventually you could get that instant automatic reaction of a bounce of a few $100s. Anybody that is trying this swing failure pattern, maintain risk. I wouldn't go too crazy because the risks of continuing to the downside are still there, guys, and will be explained, okay? But just a quick swing failure pattern right now as we are recording. I mean, I do see more downside happening, guys, okay? And I'll explain why throughout this episode. This is not a swing failure pattern that I'm too interested about, even though it is a higher time frame, higher low, basically from a few weeks ago, right? On the 3rd of August, little bounce of a few $100s. We are downtrending. Every single bounce that we've had in the last week has got a lower high, right? And testing the lows. You know what they say, follow the trend. It is your friend. So every bounce is getting a push down, guys, right? Little swing failure pattern, maintain risk. This could bounce a few $100s to the upside. Not a major trade that I'm excited about. And I'll be explaining some other scenarios that I am looking for my next big trade position. Haven't been trading much lately these last few days. There was only one Ethereum trade a few days ago that I got in with the Legends Pro community. I discussed a screenshot with the possible trading setup. It's the only trade that I got in basically on Wednesday. It was just a little bounce on Ethereum of a few percent from the $4,150 back test, okay? Haven't been doing much trading. That was the only trade that I got in, okay, in the last couple of days. I want to get into a big, epic position. This is the only trade. I mean, a few $1,000s for a profit on a scalp. That's, still okay. But I'm looking for the biggest, highest probability movement. to happen on Bitcoin and Ethereum that might take a few days for the price to give me that information for the big swing, right? I'm looking for movements of $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 where I can, really maximize my profits at least. So we'll be discussing what I'm looking for here on this live stream. It's going to be relatively easy to understand, I hope. And we are going to try and see that develop throughout the next coming days, okay? There's a few scenarios that I want to discuss. Let's go quickly through the comment section, say hello to the Epic community, right? We have tested the low. We're getting a little bit of a swing failure pattern, guys. Anybody that longed this, just make sure to be defensive. We are downtrending. We do have the Fed Power speech in about 1 hour and 20 minutes from now. You can watch this on YouTube. I might play it here for a little bit, all right? Not too interested. This is usually very boring, okay? But it might create that volatility, and we want to be very, very cautious with our trading setups, okay? So whoever got into this swing failure pattern, relatively easy trade to get in and manage risk, already bouncing a few $100s, I would take it as a scalp, guys. Be defensive. There is the risk still of more downside, okay? Let's go right away through comment section, and we'll be discussing Bitcoin. What possibilities does the price have? What kind of movements could develop so we can look for the highest probability trading setup? Okay, that's what we do here on the live stream. We have a few scenarios that could form with this downtrend, and there will be one of them that will be playing out, which is going to give us that major swing trade opportunity. This is going to be explained on this live stream, guys, so make sure to destroy the like button, and let's dive in through the comment section. First of all, just for respect for the people that are joining. Wow, over 50 likes already. Let's go. Absolutely awesome, guys. That like button getting destroyed just 10 minutes into the live. We are going to the moon, says Doge Moon. Yeah, there's no doubt about it, right? There's no limit. Sky's the limit, guys, for Bitcoin. Okay, in the long term. Just a little shakeout throughout the last few days, right? Since all-time high. I do expect a reversal at some point, which is going to be explained in this live stream, guys. Andy the Myth, the man, the legend himself, put on mascara. Much love to you, brother. Should we sell all our coins or wait to see what happens next? Well, I have to say, my biggest altcoin, you know which one it is, guys. It is Chainlink, making over 11% of my portfolio, my entire crypto portfolio. Ethereum is about 9%. Chainlink is about 11% or so. And not selling, guys. I am not selling Ethereum until we hit all-time high, okay? Not selling Ethereum till we hit all-time high. That's it. It's the rule. The probabilities of hitting all-time high for Ethereum are extremely big, all right? Very impulsive move. We're just correcting. Guys, chill out, okay? This is a correction. It is a corrective move, regardless if this is an A wave and then we form an ABC. It's still looking very corrective. We've been absolutely skyrocketing with Ethereum for the last few weeks, guys. Chill out. This is a pullback. All-time high is very expected for Ethereum, no matter how deep the pullback goes. We could go to the mid 3K levels. It's absolutely okay. We were talking about the high probability of Ethereum bottoming out at some point between $2,000 and $1,000. This is your major buying zone, understanding that this is a multi-year correction and all-time high is expected. Chill out. Don't worry. All right. All-time high, extremely likely to be taken on Ethereum in the next coming weeks. That's when I'm getting out, guys. I mean, I'll be making an average of 4 or 5x on Ethereum. I'm happy, guys. The gains are massive for me anyway. Of course, if you put $1,000, you're making 4,000, 5,000. Maybe it's not that interesting, but when you're investing a lot of money, a 4 or 5x in a few years is a lot of money, okay? Of course, if you've been fully invested on altcoins, mid caps, maybe you're going to have to be a little bit patient. And maybe you're not making so much gains. 80% of my portfolio combined is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink. 20% is like, all different altcoins. My second largest position is ICP, which is in a slight loss, guys. I have to be honest. It is a little bit down, okay? But it's the risk that you need to take, okay, in the short term. Hold on the bumps, guys. And there is a chance for ICP to actually visit the $4.20 low that we formed in the last few weeks, guys. We talked about this. However, I would go in heavily. I would buy another few thousand ICP if we get below $4.20, because I do expect a spring point. The probabilities on the higher time frame, forget the noise on the last few weeks price action, just a bunch of noise, guys. Zooming out, we do have that impulsive move to the upside, corrective kind of price action, bottoming out. The overall question now for ICP, we pump with spring point or without spring point? That's what I'm leaning on. We get down to $4.20. I'm going to buy more ICP, guys. I'm taking the risk on this one because I don't have much altcoins. I have many altcoins, but they're just small percentage, right? I'm not going to make massive gains on altcoins. Maybe some gains, but not massively. And ICP is the largest one of the altcoins, apart from Ethereum and Chainlink, that I want to kind of try and 10x it, right? I do see the potential of 10xing ICP in the next few months. So the question is right now, will there be spring point or no spring point from this accumulation? Because I do believe that this is accumulation. After a 3-wave move down, it's just bubbling up, guys. It is cooking. It is cooking, right? So anyway, we are here to discuss Bitcoin getting a nice little bounce here on the swing failure pattern from the lows of August. Okay, very, very nice little bounce of, it's been over about $600-700 right now currently on Bitcoin. So we did create a pretty nice bounce, creating that swing failure pattern. Very aggressive, quick in and out. Okay, quick in, protect position. Let's see how this bounce develops. Anybody that wanted to take that, possible trade, it was definitely available. It just happened as we were starting the stream and getting a little swing failure pattern. Let's see how the price can develop here in the next coming minutes. But I am here to talk about the higher time frame, right? What scenarios could happen? What are we looking at? We do have important day today. Fed Chair Powell's speech. Fed Chair Powell's speech. And we could be seeing some volatility as he does speak out, okay? We do know that could happen. Let's go comment section, guys. Sorry, I read one comment and then I discuss something, right? Not good. Maku, much love to you. Emumar, Axel Flavor, it's over for the bulls, says Axel. Yeah, not quite yet. I mean, Ethereum, is going to hit all-time high, in my opinion, very, very soon. Will it be a few weeks or not? That's the discussion. I think Ethereum can range for a little bit longer. I think it's relatively simple to understand why a range formation on Ethereum could definitely develop throughout the next 1 to 2 weeks, just because we've had an awesome rally, guys. The price doesn't go up in a straight line. We need to get those retracements. We need a pullback. And understanding that we've had the biggest explosive wave throughout the last few weeks between June and July, we need we need a little bit of a cool off, guys. Cool off, calm down, form a little bit of a larger correction so we can actually get ready for the next big leg up to take out all-time high, right? Potentially in a 5th wave, regardless if this 5th wave is going to be an expanding 5th wave, shoot up to 6K and plus. I do not know, but I'm very, very confident that Ethereum is very likely, correcting in this area, and that we are expecting new all-time high. So yeah, bull run not finished just yet. Somebody here was saying it is over for the bulls. Still no. High probability. SFP. Yes, we are forming that SFP. Doge Moon. What's going on? Bolo. Ashad. Fed Chowell's. Yeah, Fed Chowell's speech. Crypto doesn't need rate cuts to go parabolic. Absolutely not. Especially Bitcoin. Who gifted me the sub? Thank you very much. Memecat. You're very welcome. Someone that's very kind here in the comment section. Devils memberships. Here we go. Devil is the one that is giving the memberships. Devils, much love to you, brother. Andy the Myth, the Legend. Another stream full of education and pure technical analysis. Much love to Devil. If you don't know who Devil is, he is a coach in the Legends trading community, providing really nice local setups on Bitcoin. He does cover a lot of local time frame on the lower time frame. And I'm mainly doing higher time frame. Did a little bit of Ethereum the last few days, but Bitcoin is in a zone where I'm not really interested in participating very much because I want to get into a big move of, you know, plus $5,000, you know, if possible. So this little range, it's very boring, no volatility, just continuing the downtrend. You know, I want to get out of this zone. I want the price of Bitcoin to get out of this zone. And I want to explain to you how I want the price to get out of this zone to then look for the next probability trade that I will be getting in. Mainly long positions, mainly swing longs. We are in bull market, okay? And still we are in bull market. We like it or not, we're still in bull market. I want to discuss the decisions, the different possibilities here for Bitcoin, okay? So anyway, let's finish off with the comment section. Much love to you, 𝗬𝗍𝘆. Go and check out 𝗬𝗍𝘆 out, okay? On his YouTube channel. It's 𝗬𝗍𝘆 Trading, guys. Absolute legend, packed with education, and you will learn a lot watching 𝗬𝗍𝘆 on YouTube, okay? Pac-Man, my brother, much love to you. Thank you very much for joining. Big Don 25, what's up? Yoav, Andy's the best. Well, I want to, you know, let's say that we have experience, right? Let's say that we have experience. El Professor, Staffer 1, much love. 106K, they say. Well, a lot of people are expecting that we are going to drop down, right? I think there's a lot of people that expect the drop. I see the potential of the drop, but I also see the potential of the recovery. I need the price action to give me that information. There's too many scenarios that are possible in this zone. I do expect lower prices, a little bit of more choppiness. That I do expect a possible breakdown. So it's like, well, you have too many scenarios, right? Well, in one of these scenarios that I'm going to explain in this stream, there will be a high probability setup. There will be a high probability setup as that information on the different scenarios that could happen is going to play out. It's going to be either plan A, plan B, or plan C. One of the plans are going to come to us. Once the plan comes to us, we have the execution of the plan, right? Which is going to be explained right away. Let's go with the basics, major levels to take into consideration, of course, in this range, right? Let's start off with fixed volume profile. We got this big major range from May, June, July. Very easy, right? We got value area high of this range. That's when the volume starts packing up here, right? At 109.5. Lots of volume in this area. We got the highest volume node, which is sitting at 107.5K-ish, right? Big zone. That's where the volume starts to pack in here, right? From this multi-monthly range, right? Starting from May, ending in July. So there is a lot going on here. It ain't going to be a very easy task for Bitcoin to successfully get over all this cluster. This is a zone where we expect reaction, right? What I mean by reaction? Well, reaction is hitting the level, getting some bounces, V-shape maybe. I don't think so, but a V-shape is possible. Get a reaction, double bottom, triple bottom, then a reversal, right? This is a zone of interest that we are looking for an automatic rally. An automatic rally has high probability to be happening in this zone. You want to be aware of the choppiness, right? You're using too much leverage. You're trying to catch the falling knife. You're not managing your risk and your trading plan. And you probably can get chopped out if you get too excited because this is a bouncing zone. However, if it were to be easy, we'll be all making money, right? All making massive amount of money for everybody with trading. It's not the case for most of you, right? So what we want to do is create that plan and understand how the price could develop here, right? If we were to get the breakdown. So far, we have a few scenarios. We do know our best level of interest of support, right? We ain't going to get more levels here. There's no need. It's a big zone of high volume, right? On the volume profile. Point of control, value area high. This is a zone where you can wick down here, swing failure pattern from these higher lows. This is a zone, right? There's not an exact level. 107.5 is an exact level. It is the point of control of this entire range. So it is a very solid level. We also have previous yearly high, guys. You know, a lot of people don't take into consideration the previous month, previous week, okay? Previous week high, previous week close, previous month close, open, previous year high, right? These are very important levels, and we can see them on the chart, how they get respected massively, right? We have a few previous week lows, previous week low, previous month close, previous, week low. We got many of these levels that have been respected throughout the week, right? This was on Tuesday. Previous week low acted as resistance, support resistance flip, guys. Nothing too flashy, right? It's not rocket science, very easy peasy. We did have previous month close once we got the drop, acting as resistance after this failed double bottom, right? Previous month close was the barrier here. The close of July, guys. So these are levels that you always want to consider to have in the chart. What is interesting is that previous year high is sitting at 108.5K. Interestingly enough, that is where we do have, the massive high volume cluster area, right? This zone becomes a very solid barrier. It's a very, very solid wall of volume that is not going to be easy for the price to slice through easily, right? This is the zone where I do expect choppiness. If we get the fall, maybe today, Friday, and we chop around throughout the weekend, very common, right? We got Jerome Powell giving his massive speech. We do have Friday, end of Friday, that can be a bit dumpy, depending on what this character does say. And the weekends are usually low volatility. So what would be extremely good? Something that could happen. Hey, if the volatility could happen by the last day of the week of trading, right? Of Wall Street. Friday gets the volatility. If it were to dump, and then the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, you get the choppiness, little bounces, test the low again. That would be kind of absolutely great, right? So it would be nice to actually see that possibility, right? Throughout Friday. If we do get the dump down, we have massive support here. Previous yearly high, previous month open, the open of July, which is right over here. Point of control of this range, value area high. It's a zone where the price is going to start forming local volatility and bounces. Now, what kind of pattern would be forming here, right? I know maybe a lot of people are saying that we're forming an M pattern. We're forming a double top, and this is the ultimate neckline. If this breaks, we get the measured move of the double top to the neckline, right? This is going to be your random favorite technical analyst on YouTube that is going to be talking about the potential of going down to $100 if we break down this neckline. Well, yeah, there's more to that eventually. We're not interested in this pattern. But we got lots of support here, and we got other scenarios that could develop, which a lot of people are not aware about, right? So we're going to discuss that. If we were to break down solidly here with a high amount of volume, I mean, today, if it has to happen, today is one of those days. We'll talk about the reversal, guys. Maybe the reversal could happen. We will talk about that because there is a possibility that this is an ABC flat. You tested the highs. Lows are tested right now. The potential for recovery is there because you can count with the new information that we have with new lows and new lower highs that they could be a 5-wave move to the downside. There is a possibility right now with the new lower highs and lower lows that we formed in the last 24 hours. There is a way to fit in a 5-wave structure here, and a 5-wave structure to the downside. If you do have the information for a flat, a recovery is without a doubt possible. It's possible, okay? Also, when we do consider an impulsive move down, what is also possible is that you form a 3-wave structure and then you climb down, right? And because you're forming an ABC movement zigzag. It doesn't really matter, okay? Because there will be certain opportunities on the first sign of strength, which will be explained in this live stream, guys. Make sure to stay tuned, okay? I will explain in detail on how the price could move if we move up or if we move down from this point, right? This zone, you can get into little scalps, guys, okay? Unless you're short from all-time high or you're short from one of these lower highs, you made some profits, absolutely wonderful. I'm talking about the next trading idea that could happen in the next few days, right? Get a plan ready, which is the plan that I'm going to get ready with the Legends Pro and the Legends Signals channel, which, you know, we're waiting patiently. You know, unfortunately, nothing has been too clear for me in the last few days. Only Ethereum, right? Only Ethereum. I mean, this is a beautiful trade, guys. It's just a little scalp, but it's beautiful. It's a very good failed auction from the swing higher lows, right? That we do have right over here from the second week of August. It's very, very classic, guys. When you do get a massive rally and you get a big range, it's very classic to, you know, create that failed auction, swing failure pattern if it's a wick, and back test the level and get a rally. This kind of price action is absolutely golden. This right over here. Hang on a minute, I'm trying to get the chart out of the way. Right, this kind of scenario. Very, very, very common, very, very common pattern that does happen on any asset in the world, right? Which gives you a good, nice little bounce higher low to claim the highs and extend to the 1-to-1, 1-2-3-6 extension, at least for a C wave most commonly. And that's what happened right over here, right? Just in between Wednesday and Thursday. Nice little rally. I didn't find anything clear for a scalp on Bitcoin. And this was a very, very clear scalp. On Ethereum, just mentioned on Wednesday, a couple of days ago, right? That's literally the only scalp setup that I got into, guys, okay? I mean, it's still good. It's a few $1,000 profit. And I'll go through the super chat right away. But just so you know what you do get here in the Legends Pro, okay? You got Bitcoin analysis, altcoin analysis, possible setups with the rest of the coaches, different scenarios that we're looking at, video updates, Devil providing Bitcoin mainly, and in a great community that is communicating all the time to look for different scenarios, okay? If you are interested in joining, guys, to upgrade your trading experience, you do have the Legends community. You can get more information on that joining the Telegram down below, okay? The first link. Let's go through the comment section, and then we'll be discussing what are we looking for Bitcoin. Are we going to bounce? You know, is this a good swing failure pattern, double bottom? Are we bouncing? We are bouncing a few $100s already, guys. You know, whoever took the scalp, then yeah, I mean, take profits, protect position. We might going to rally a little bit more. Okay, we are downtrending though, and we do have important news. I want to explain what could happen next if we break down or if we move up. There are some good setups to get ready for. They will both be explained. I do not know from this zone what could happen, because there is the potential of multiple 1-2s, bang 3, right? And we start grinding here to the downside to really chop at this major support zone, or ABC flat. ABC flat here. Also possible we start rallying, or maybe the top on a 5th wave here on the ascending contracting diagonal that we have been discussing for the last few weeks already. Maybe the top was in, and what you formed here is a 5-wave move down. You do get that bounce, but ultimately it's only going to be a 3-wave corrective structure, and then we absolutely nuke, guys, throughout the next coming weeks, entering into September, right? Because we do know that September is a red month, okay? It is a red month, guys, September. We'll take a look at liquidity later on. September has usually been a pretty red month, except for the last couple of years. Will it be the same? Will it be the same, guys, right? It's one of the most bearish months for Bitcoin. History doesn't have to repeat, but we know that September can be a little bit choppy. People are so excited about interest rate cuts, guys. Do you know what happened throughout the last few decades when we had interest rate cuts, guys? Let me know down below. Where is it? I do have it here somewhere. Does anybody know? Right? when we've been with high interest rates for quite a long time, for a few years, you know what happens when we cut them, right? When was the last big major cuts on interest rates? When was it, guys? Throughout the last 3 decades. 1990, 2001. Do you know what these boxes are here? They are recessions, guys. They are recessions. The dot-com bubble, the 2008 financial crash, the C19 crash, 2020, massive cut in interest rates, money printer. The automatic effect is going down. Trump is saying it's going to be too late, right? We already have cracks in the economy. We're just extending, and it might be too late, cutting rates, and then he will just have to nuke the rates back down to zero so we can get some money inside of the system to start fixing, bail out banks and companies, and oh my goodness, inflation back up again. That creates an automatic crash, guys, okay? Kind of a black swan event. You could not predict it, but people get excited. We have been extending too long, without a doubt, those interest rates, okay, throughout 2022, 23, 24, 25. They're still very high, okay? And we are seeing some cracks already. People are excited about getting the interest rates down. Usually they do go down because the economy is cracking. 2008, 2001. I mean, it doesn't need to happen as the previous decades, right? But I don't get it, right? Lots of people are interest rates down because there'll be more, easy access money with low rates. Last time when they've been down aggressively, it hasn't been a pretty picture, guys. Supposedly, when you put interest rates up, is because everything's going well, right? And you want to, save inflation. When it's going down fast, it's because the economy is very much broken. But we'll let the people have their own opinion eventually, right? But the charts, the analytics are the analytics. Anyway, we are here to discuss Bitcoin. Let me go through the super chat here. My man, 𝗞𝗆, thank you very much. 𝗞𝗆, much love to you, brother. FHE US dollar tether looks great. Can you look into it when you can, please? Thank you. Yeah, let's take a look at this one for my man. Guys, also, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe because we are on the verge of hitting 100K subscribers, right? We are just 40 subscribers away. I need to check it because we might get the countdown on the stream. I don't expect it to be hit today, but it is going to be hit in the next coming days. We'll have to do a live stream party, guys, for 100K. It's been 5 years, okay? And we are going to be putting a countdown. I don't think it will be today. I will be checking. But anyway, let's take a look at this chart here for my man, for the super chat, FHE US dollar tether. We need to discuss Bitcoin, guys. We need to discuss Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the prime, asset that I trade. And I want to share the information that we have here, okay? But anyway, let's take a look at this one because we do have a super chat of £20. My man, much love to you. Let's go. FHE. And then we'll discuss Bitcoin, okay? Give us a little bit of time here for my man. Woo! This one got a pretty epic dump. Oh my goodness. Throughout the last few days. What happened to this one? Oh wow. A 40% dump this week. Holy smokes. In the last few days. I mean, there's not much that we can discuss on this, okay? We haven't got enough information on the chart, unfortunately. I have no idea what this does, okay? There's so many FHE. I do not know what this is. Mind Network. 11 million. Oh, this is a low cap coin. Is it the right one? FHE. Yeah, it seems like it. Mind Network. Fundamentally, I don't know what it does. I don't know what it is. Okay, but it is a very low cap crypto. It seems like it hasn't been live for just long. It seems like it launched throughout May, April. And it's just really down, in a pretty intense downtrend. And we got a pretty nasty drop here. Bit of local volatility. Preferably you do take out the lows here. But there's no analysis to be charted here. It's just launched, created a bit of pump and dump, range formation, and slow grind to the downside. Preferably you do wick down beneath the low here of July, and that could definitely be a spring point where the price could recover, maybe claim the highs. Okay, when we get so close to a major pivot low, you do expect it to be taken at some point. Okay, you've hit the 0.88 Fibonacci, you know, you're still ranging. I would expect the low to be taken at some point. You might get an automatic rally, okay, before it's taken. Once it's taken, could be excited for a recovery, but there's really not much to chart analysis here. Anyway, let's go through the price of Bitcoin. Thank you very much for the super chat. There's really not much that we can discuss. Preferably, we do sweep up the low. When you do get so close to a low, you're very likely going to take it at some point, okay? Very likely going to take it. You could really speculate on a swing failure pattern here to really take that recovery later on. Stay cautious, stay safe. Let's analyze Bitcoin here for the legends right away and discuss the different scenarios. Let's go. Okay, so let's go right away through Chainlink. Chainlink, we can take a look at Chainlink later on, okay? Much appreciated, Botmation. Much love to you, brother. Subscribers paying money for Andy to analyze the crab bags. Patrick B, my man, I'm sorry about that. I know a lot of people hate when I do altcoins. We just do a quick analysis. 40% dump, 400% pump, says Hatimon. Yes, absolutely. Let's go right away through. I'll go through comment section, guys. I need the first 15-20 minutes to discuss what I'm looking for Bitcoin. I do think that a little bit of more choppiness to the downside, a little bit more downside is without a doubt possible. Okay, I think it's going to happen. You know, I was really discussing high probability that we take out this low in the downside here. Speculating on a reversal here is dangerous activity. You're better well off shorting the last lower highs, okay, the little bounces, because the downtrend is aggressive and the bullish case scenario for a bounce in this zone are very difficult, okay? They're very, very difficult. I'd rather stay away or look for little scalp shorts, because this low, it was highly likely going to be taken. When you get so close to a low, like the last few days, we were giving priority for the bears. The bullish case was a possibility, but we need a break structure. We need to break the downtrend, hit the last lower high. You know, we need a sign of something, right? And then we can get into the third wave. That's what it's all about. Try and get into the third wave, or see the exhaustion after breaking down potentially, and then get into the recovery, right? Either the ABC or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all-time high we go. This is the zone that it's going to be looking extremely interesting, guys. And you will see me in some positions at some point. Okay. So let's talk about the bearish case scenario. Two possibilities here, looking at the higher time frame. Okay, let's leave this box and let's leave that. Yeah, let's leave that horizontal line on the 3rd of August. Why not? Let's leave it. Two scenarios. We have finished a 5-wave structure to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have finished this movement, and we are going to get a larger pullback throughout the next coming weeks, entering into September, which is one of the most bearish months in the history of Bitcoin. Maybe, why not? This is one scenario that could definitely happen. You break down finally, but an automatic rally is very likely to happen in this zone. You got a big cluster here of volume. The scenarios that I want to explain is either move down, bounce, and then another leg down. Okay. 5-wave move up. And you're at least looking for a 3-wave structure, most commonly in a zigzag. Regardless if you continue down later or not, well, that's another story. But this would be the projection of the bearish case. Most bearish case for the moment, you break down, you get a bounce, and you continue to the downside. Then we'll analyze the power of this to see if it is corrective, it's getting exhausted or not. It's still very speculative, as there's many other scenarios that could happen. You can see how this is the zone that I do expect it to bounce. Give or take 106, 108, right? It is a zone that we need to analyze in the next coming days, how we get down there and we do get supported, right? That's one scenario. The other scenario, this scenario eventually gets the bounce and continues to the downside later on throughout the next coming weeks. We'll go through the lower time frame to explain how the price can move on the 1 hourly and 15-minute time frame to really discuss what we are really looking for here, okay? Then taking a look at the other scenario, which is the most bullish one, which is basically forming a flat here, right? Taking out the lows. Lows have been taken, but I'm not too interested. Still grinding to the downside. We got interesting, news today, which is Fed Chair Powell's speech. I don't want to be part of the market in leverage trades, if I'm honest with you. Is it front running the bad news? Are we going to get a relief? Is he going to be hawkish? I don't know, right? I don't know. Why would I want to get into a trade just a few hours, less than an hour from him coming to do the speech, right? You want to take the gamble, then, go ahead. But it is dangerous, right? Especially when you're at the lows and we realize that it can be bearish, can be bullish. I don't know. What I want to explain here is this scenario, right? Regardless if it is going to be bearish, which is the contracting diagonal bounce and then back down, or it's a 1-2, 1-2. However, your second wave is a flat where you have a zigzag here, a double zigzag in this zone, right? We were discussing this throughout the last couple of weeks, right? Since we hit all-time high. And now what we're looking is a 5-wave structure to the downside that could potentially be your C wave of the flat, because a C wave in a flat is a 5-wave impulse. Could the low be in here? Well, we need information. This is one scenario that could happen. If we are forming multiple 1-2s in this grind, right? We're moving down and we get the big move down with high volume. What we want to see here is the choppiness, right? The choppiness, but we need that big move with volume. The big move with volume in the middle needs to happen. And obviously, what you get later is the exhaustion. The exhaustion is what you want to see after the big move down, regardless if it's going to be $4,000 or $5,000. We don't know. That's the ideal scenario for this bearish case. Get the move down, get it over with, form a little choppy range. That choppy range is going to be our golden ticket, guys. That's going to be our golden ticket to get in on the bounce. Okay? That's what we need. That's how the market moves. You get a big move and then you chop around and then you reverse. You get the big move first, right? Big move first, chop around, and then you get the possible reversal, right? So this is what we are looking for here. Could the low be in? That's maybe your question here. We did swing failure pattern. There is a way of counting 5 waves right now, as we do have new information on the chart. There's another new lower high and another lower low, and you can fit in a third wave inside of here. Okay, there is a way of counting that. We'll do that right away in the next coming minutes, guys. Okay, so bear with me. So it's either two scenarios. Breakdown, we just need to let the price go, guys. Not worth catching a falling knife unless you got into the swing failure pattern here and you're protecting position. I think we're going to get lots of volatility in the next 40 minutes, guys. Next hour when Fed Chair Powell does come. Get the breakdown, guys. Be patient. Get the breakdown. Let it go. Just leave it. Let it go down. Let it go down, okay? Because a V-shaped recovery is unlikely to happen, right? We don't see it that much where you get a dump and then a massive pump, right? Pumping $10,000. It's not going to happen like that, okay? So could you recover drastically inside of the zone? Yeah, but a pullback will be very much expected. So that's another scenario. So what we're looking here is the dump down and then chop around. After a major dump with high volume, you're extremely likely going to test the lows again. It's just very common. You know, it's very uncommon to finish a move with very high volume and then suddenly grind to the upside. You usually get a dead cat bounce, test the lows. This is the moment that you're looking for double bottoms. Boom, test the lows again. It's very, very common after a big move with high volume, okay? It's going to be choppy. You get a dead cat bounce. Usually that dead cat bounce comes and revisits the low, all right? And that's the moment that you get the choppiness. You're going to get a lot of people trying to catch the falling knife, and it could drop another few $1,000s, right? And it does get a little aggressive. So patience is going to be key here. Just wait for the price to, go and stop at some point, because it will stop. It won't go to zero. It's going to stop at some point. The moment it stops and gets a dead cat bounce is the moment that you want to look for the range formation, right? You form that range, revisit the lows. This is the area where we are interested, and double, triple bottoms inside of this area where we have the highest volume node is going to be the moment to catch those double, triple bottoms. Previous yearly high, maybe. Previous month open, maybe might be the one, might be the level where it starts bouncing. Previous year high from 2024, 108.4K, 107K, the previous month open. Sweep up the lows. You might sweep up these higher lows right over here where we have the point of control. This is the zone that we want to start interested in getting into some possible longs on double, triple bottoms. You can be the kind of trader that is getting in with a 10x and your liquidation price is all the way down here. And I'm just going to add to the position, whatever happens here with a triple, quadruple bottom. It's all depending on what plan you have here, guys. But this is a high probability zone where you're going to bounce. I prefer to wait for the zone, wait for the choppiness, because the choppiness is going to give me the information of exhaustion. After a big move, when you get choppiness, that's the moment that you are likely going to see a reversal at some point, right? And the double, triple bottoms that are formed are very exciting because a big relief rally is what you expect. And you want to be in that relief rally, guys. Me and you, we want to be in that relief rally. It's just a high probability scenario to happen in this high confluence zone. And when you've been grinding to the downside like this, a lot of people are going to believe that this is exhausted already. And I have to say, it's definitely an option. You've tested the lows. It might have been just a test of the lows of $100. And that's it, guys. We're going to start bouncing from here. It is very possible. So that scenario has been explained. Zone of interest. If it drops, let it go, guys. Don't jump into shorts just in case you do get that, kind of quick liquidity grab and you reverse. This is no zone to jump into shorts or either jump into longs. You need to either wait for the movement to happen, boop, get the dump, and then you're likely going to range in this area. That's the moment you want to get into the possible break relief. Double, triple bottoms is your best option to get into the lowest price possible and to manage risk, right? When you do create a double bottom, you want the price recovering back above the low, where you want to enter and put your stop loss beneath the low, recovering, protect position, right? If the price comes back down and stops you out at break even, you look for the triple bottom. You enter, stop loss at the low, entry. This could be the one that recovers, and then you protect position eventually, right? Close to break even. That could be the one that breaks out. Double, triple bottom is what I do expect in this area of high confluence, right? So it's a matter of being patient here. But Andy, what if the price has bottomed here and all of this nonsense that you've talked about does not come into fruition? You were wrong about that drop and the consolidation. It did not happen. It's not about being wrong, guys. It's about, if it happens, I know what to look for. I don't know if it's going to happen, guys. Nobody knows. Who knows, guys? Nobody knows. I know it could happen. And the main reason is because when you form these movements to the downside and you have multiple waves that are just continuing down, if it is going to be a triple 1-2, then you have your big wave down. And then obviously what you're looking for is the choppiness in your 4-5. in the high confluence zone, right? So I don't know if it's going to happen. We might reverse from here. So what if we do reverse? You miss the bottom. You miss the bottom. So where should I trade it, right? If your scenario does not happen and we do get the bounce, you miss the low, right? So where the heck do you trade, right? If we did not come down here, that's what I want to explain right now, guys. I'm going to explain that right away. Okay. And there's, you know, a few scenarios. I mean, this is really just downtrending, guys. The trend is really down pretty aggressively, right? What you want to do is a break of structure, okay? A break of structure. And I would discuss that maybe potentially, we could discuss that this is your last lower high that you want for the break of structure. I mean, preferably we do hit this pivot. I would be okay if we do get above this level. I wouldn't actually. Preferably this would be your solid lower high to be hit. Okay. And how I want the price to develop is literally with a solid 5-wave impulsive move to the upside, preferably with the largest amount of volume in your third wave. Okay. There will be a moment, regardless if it's down here. Okay. But I mean, here, the double triple bottoms are more interesting, guys, to get into the long, right? Instead of waiting for that sign of strength and then, look for a higher low, which is still an option. If you do get an epic rally, right, in 5 waves and you start chopping down in a correction, your 50% to the 7-8 fib zone is your zone of interest. It's always been like that, guys. It's always like that. It's the history of every bubble. It's the history of every chart. That's how it moves. So, I mean, yeah, this could really be your zone of interest. 50% to the 7-8 golden pocket. What if we do not get down there? I want to see the price really at some point, right, get that movement to the upside and form a little bit of a 5-wave move, right? I want to see kind of a clear impulsive move to the upside. Preferably we do reach 117k. If we do get back above this level, I would already, give it some priority. We've broken the last swing lower high. I would, lower high, lower low. I would already give it a chance for the pullback to be an interesting, okay, long opportunity. We want to see that first initial sign of strength that is finishing this downtrend, guys. This downtrend that we've had since all-time high looks like it's invincible. It's an invincible downtrend. It's just testing the lows and lower highs. I mean, it becomes exciting right now because this low has been taken for that reversal. And don't get me wrong, I want to see this movement up, legends, okay? We need that 5-wave move to the upside, break of structure, because how the price moves, once we are confident, right? My biggest long trade that I had a few weeks ago, guys, where I managed to make over $100,000, was very vocal about, I'm still in swing longs, guys. I'm seeing this as a corrective structure. Low probability that we successfully break down. Still interested in this zone. We got the first leg to the upside. We moved up to take out this high and continued to the upside. This was the golden zone to get in. This was literally the golden high probability zone to get in, because we explained this on a stream a few weeks ago as well, as we were rallying here, that this movement down was extremely corrective. 3-wave structure. The bounce here after forming the 3rd wave down, and this is crucial, guys, to understand, where you really see that edge. You really see how your probabilities are increasing drastically to take out the highs here and continue to the upside. Because what happened here, we got the rally and, we could fit a 5-wave move here. We were a little bit, this could be it, guys. This could be it. 3-wave down. this could be the first wave up that is going to get continuation. We are looking for the third wave to develop in this zone. And what is extremely important as we zoom in on this price action, just so you understand this, guys, this is pure education, because what I am explaining that I want to see is something very similar to this. Okay, similar, maybe not the same, but similar, just so you get the idea. When you get that bounce after a possible bottom, try and identify this as an impulse. This was not the sexiest move down, okay? It wasn't too sexy, I have to say. We were a little bit in doubt still here, saying, you know, we can count it. The most crucial movement to analyze was this one right over here. We were actually streaming and saying, ooh, can we bounce at the 7-8 here? Will the 7-8, we were streaming here on the 5th of August. This is your last level to get the bounce. If you want to get in aggressively, you have the option. But we also discussed, we had a naked point of control from this zone. If we reclaim that naked point of control and this highest volume breakdown does not succeed, this is going to be your golden ticket zone for that 3-wave structure to the upside, at least breakout from the highs. Because your highest volume move after your first rejection, second wave, third wave down, increased volume, if you do not get follow through and test the lows and you overlap that first wave to the downside, which you did, then this becomes a high probability corrective structure, which automatically gives you the advantage of taking out this high over here. It's going to take out this high, guys. It's going to take it. And it did take it. So we go back here to what is happening in this zone. I do not know, guys, what the heck is going to happen next, guys. Nobody effing knows, right? I do think that we're going to get more downside legends, okay? Especially when we got this character coming out, guys, in just about 25 minutes from now. And he might just say something. We ain't cutting rates, guys. Get used to it. And the market might take a little dumpy action, right? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't care, really, because I have a plan already. And, you know, regardless if we get a recovery or if we dump down, I know exactly what I'm looking for to get into a profitable trade, guys, which you will know in the next coming days. Very, very high probability. If you want to scalp around, okay, then, you know, you can do so, guys, but I'm not that interested right now. So getting that automatic rally to break a little bit of the lower high, you know, downtrend structure, I want to see some kind of a rally that looks a little bit convincing for a 5-wave move up. You know, the markets do move. They either move like this, guys, or they move like this. Always. All the time. Siempre. On a larger scale or on a lower time frame scale, the market either moves in 3 waves or at least 5 waves to the upside. That's it, period. It always moves the same. 5 waves, 7 waves, 3 waves, you name it. If it's 7 waves, it would be a corrective structure, a double zigzag. It always moves like this. Always. Always. So if we do get the break of structure of this downtrend since all-time high, if we get our first wave to the upside, breaking structure, there will be some kind of a movement to the downside, which we really need to study, guys. This is the movement that we want to study, regardless of where it starts correcting. I do not know, right? You don't need to know when this wave is going to finish. What you need to know is when you are rejecting. You will get that information, guys. The information will come to you so you can take the decision. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Down here, screw that. I do not want to get into a long or a short. I don't want to do anything. I just want the price to move out from this zone. I want it to do this or do this. I don't care. Get out of this area. Get out. Because there's too many options. There's too many options. This could actually, with the new information, you can count a 5-wave move down here. You can technically count a 5-wave move down. I mean, yeah, you can technically right now with this new lower high and low, you can count a 5-wave move here to the downside, which can be labeled as your wave 3. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-wave move here. I mean, technically it can be counted, but I'm not, you know, and this could be the end of the ABC. I'm not interested, guys. Not interested. The multiple 1-2 scenario is still very much available to get that breakdown. I'm not interested in speculating. This might be the low because we can count a 5-wave move down. I want the first leg up, guys. We want the first leg up, right? And I'm talking about big position swing trades, right? When I'm confident on the trade, I ain't going in with $1,000 or $10,000. I'm going in big. So I need that information. So what I want to explain here is that movement, okay? Keeping it relatively simple, guys. Let the rally take over. Let the rally take over. Because, I mean, you might enter a position right now. Your stop loss is miles away, right? I mean, this is the classic scenario for most of the traders. They end up losing money, guys. It's just math. It is fact. You will probably look to scale into a long position in this zone. You're not patient. You're just expecting the price to get a double bottom or get a reversal, hold support. What if we nuke down to 104K? If you're using more than a 20x leverage, you know, you're going to be in big trouble here. You will start to get the sweats and say, oh, crap, you know, I got in too early. You don't need to get in early, guys. You don't need to let the price do what it needs to do. Dump down, find support. When it finds support, then we can start looking for the reversal, guys. You know, calm down. You know, the market ain't going to go nowhere, right? It's going to be there. It's going to have a movement up or down, right? We will see this, guys, and we will explain it throughout the next videos because education here is first, top notch, okay? That's what we want to do here on the channel best. So let the price move, right? There's so many people speculating on it's going to dump, it's going to pump, it's going to go here, it's going to go there, it's going to blah, blah, blah. You let it do what it needs to do. And we know how the price can react at certain levels. Wait for the goddamn price to find support and get into a range, and we will know that it's going to reverse. Because if you do get these movements down, you're just looking for a high volume move to the downside, and then it's going to grind with low volume at some point at big support levels, such as the point of control of this zone, right? So let me go right away. Hang on a minute. I'm just checking my connection here. Everything's good. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, legends, because we are about to hit 100,000 subscribers, guys. We are at 987. Woo! It might happen today, legends. It might happen today. I need to get this ready. Let me get the countdown ready because it might just happen as we do continue with the stream. Holy smokes. Anyway, I mean, the scenarios have been explained. We do have a little bit of resistance above us. I mean, we can get the value area of this entire consolidation. You know, you might get a little bit of trouble here. But we literally want to see some kind of a recovery, right? In an impulse. Break the downtrend structure. Break it, guys. Let it go. It doesn't matter where it tops out. It doesn't matter. 116, 117. It does not matter as long as you have a strong, solid, impulsive move in a 5-wave structure where you're breaking the structure, the downtrend structure, right? As I explained, the market moves like this, or it moves like this, or it moves like this. 5, 7 waves, it doesn't matter, right? It moves at least in 3 waves. So once that first wave on the breakout happens of this downtrend, you realize that the consolidation that happens, okay, preferably once you cross the 0.382 Fibonacci time, you want a bit of time, guys. If it is going to be too fast before the 0.382 time, it's probably still in that wave to the upside, right? If you do not cross the 0.382 on the correction, right? Preferably the 0.618, 1-to-1, give it a bit of time to correct. That is the moment that we should be excited to look for the next leg to the upside, because the market always, guys, not sometimes, always moves in 3 waves or in 5 waves. You can extend that to 7 waves eventually. You had 7 waves right over here if you wish in a double zigzag. So we are here to identify the break of the downtrend in the first wave so we can jump into the third wave. We want to jump into the third wave. No matter where it tops, we are looking for the correction, and we are looking to join that correction to take out at least the high of the breakout of the downtrend. It's going to happen. No matter if it stops here or if it stops here at the point of control, it doesn't matter. You are going to get some kind of a correction, most commonly to the 50% and golden pocket zone, maybe 7-8. Most commonly, it can be shallow and hit the 382. I'm interested in the most common zone, which is in between 50% and the 7-8 Fibonacci, to then get that bounce and take out the local high. This explanation to understand the possible reversal is the same as this little puppy right over here, right? This one did come down to the 7-8. We were doing a live stream here and it's like, wow, if it needs to bounce, it needs to bounce here. Or we reclaim the naked point of control that we had and overlap the first wave down. You have a very good sign already when you form a 3-wave move down and your third wave has the highest volume. When you bounce and you overlap the first wave down, that is already a very good sign that this is very likely a 3-wave corrective structure and you're likely going to take out the highs. So with that theory here, legends, if you move up wherever the top is and you form a leg down, you bounce, and your big volume breakdown gets a bounce and overlaps that pivot low from the start of the correction, and you do not continue to the downside, once you cross this territory, it is game on to take out the highs and potentially move to higher levels. This is the area of interest. Unless you are aggressive and you're very much confident, you can long the 618 golden pocket 50% already. You're feeling aggressive, you're feeling confident. I like the move. It's going to bounce somewhere in this zone and take out the highs. Or you can wait for confirmation, which is entering into the territory of that pivot low. Once you get the third wave down, that means that the impulsive move down has failed, and this becomes your high probability bounce to the upside. And the theory is just a few weeks ago the same as this. It's the same theory here, guys. Okay, so let's go right away through the comment section. I hope you did like that explanation, guys. So regardless, up or down, will we bounce that swing failure pattern? I mean, we are back, almost back testing the level. I'm not really that interested, guys, in this local choppy volatility downtrend, okay? Not much that I can do here with high probability anyway, at least myself. Let's go continue through the comment section right away. We do have lots of people joining the stream today with the Chair Powell speech, which is in about 15 minutes from now, guys. If you are interested in trading, I use many different platforms. The only trade that I got into the last couple of days was Ethereum with that backtest in the Legends Pro community. Gave them a screenshot, level of interest to enter, and look for the target zone above 4,350. I mean, $3,000 is not bad for a scalp, but I'm in no big major positions. I'm waiting, guys. I'm patient, which is the absolute key for trading, okay? For successful trading. Remember that you got insane bonuses, guys. Weeks, bluffing, I use all sorts. I use BTCC, bluffing, weeks, okay? On bluffing, you do get 10% cash back on your deposit, guys, up to $3,000. You deposit 30K, you're getting 3,000 on top of your capital to use for trading, so you can increase your margin. You get VIP 1 or VIP 2, which incredibly decreases your fees. Okay, you deposit 25K, you're getting VIP 1, which you will have extreme low fees and even lower fees with VIP 2 when you need a 50K deposit, of course, right? You got great bonuses on all of these exchanges. BTCC as well is awesome. You got the links down below, guys. Bluffing is the second link. BTCC is the third link down below. Up to $10,000 in rewards, right? Basically, you get airdrop these bonuses, right? The more you trade, the more airdrops you're going to get. So Bitcoinsensus pumping. Let's go. Let's go. We need Andy to hold our hands. No, not to worry, my man. Not to worry. Andy's channel looks bullish. Let's go. Andy's channel met resistance at 99.9K. Love you, Ron. Much love to everybody, okay? Much love to every single one of you. I am selling my house right now. Is that to buy Bitcoin? Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Is Ethereum getting a nice relief rally? Let's take a look at Ethereum right away. I took all of the profits from that long. It was just a scalp that were mentioned in the pro. We can discuss Ethereum right away, guys. But first of all, let's discuss Ethereum. And yeah, Ethereum, I think that I don't think Ethereum is going to get an all-time high here. It could. If it does hit all-time high, I would expect a double top. Something very similar to what happened on Bitcoin. If we were to reach all-time high from this zone, I would expect a double top just because this does look very one-wavy. And it's been very quick of a correction. It's very one-wavy. And if it's very one-wavy and you take out the high, I would automatically think about a double top ABC flat scenario to then maybe rally later on. This happened to Bitcoin and we were very much aware of this. However, I did not get into the short on the swing failure pattern, guys, because it was 1 a.m. in the morning and I was asleep. But we did talk about the probabilities of Bitcoin when we got this consolidation here in this zone, this retracement, and we were trading in this zone, and we left the stream saying, guys, if we were to rally to all-time high, highly unlikely that we are going to successfully go to higher levels. And there's a reason why, guys. I'll explain it. We want to explain why. What is your theory, right? The theory was explained on stream before it happened. And it did happen, right? Woke up the next day and we created a pump and dump. And luckily I had my limit take profits at all-time high. Because if not, I would have missed out on profits of tens of thousands of dollars from that swing long, guys. I'm so happy that I put limit. You know, it was the target. And I understood that a breakout here was unlikely. I knew that all-time high was very likely to be hit, but not continuation from this pivot. And that has to do with the waves. When you do get, you know, a 5-wave move to the upside in this case, and you retrace like this, if this were to be 5 waves, you want to see a 3-wave corrective structure, a little bit of more sideways momentum, and a little bit more to the downside, preferably. Because when you take a look at the timing, and timing is important from your each wave, right? From the lows to this high, if this were to be a 5-wave move to the upside, and this a wave 2, so this is your wave 1 in 5 waves, right? And this is your wave 2, and you're going to smash through here with a wave 3, low probability. Low probability. It's low probability here, guys. Because it was too fast. It was very one-wavy, and you want a 3-wave move in a correction, guys, not one. Right? So it was very one-wavy down compared to this structure. And very shallow in time. You didn't even cross the 382% time, right? Fibonacci time. 38% in timing from this wave with that correction. And if you do take out the high, there's 2 scenarios for the rejection. ABC flat was one of them that we discussed when we were trading in this zone. or a double zigzag. W, X, Y. 3 wave up, zigzag, correction. 3 wave up, zigzag. There's only 2 scenarios if we do hit all-time high here. There's no big wave 3 or breakout here. So yeah, we just got the rejection early morning here on last Thursday. Big rejection. And this theory applies to Ethereum right over here, right? I just wanted to give you that same example, that if we do hit all-time high on the bounce here, you are highly, highly unlikely going to get continuation to the upside. And a double top here becomes an awesome short position. Of course, get the rejection back below the all-time high and consider that double top swing failure pattern. And the main reason is because from your largest consolidation, which is this one, we could not lie about it, guys, it is the largest one. You have from the start your first initial push and your sideways corrective move, your next big push and your next large consolidation. Then this is your next big push that happened on the second week of August. So it just becomes a good short, guys. If we hit all-time high on Ethereum, it becomes a good short. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we would form some kind of a 3-wave correction. Then longs are going to be looking very interesting, because what we are speculating here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 waves in your third wave and just a larger range to develop in the next coming weeks. Then look for longs eventually. It's going to be it's going to be an epic trade. You just need to be patient. I don't see Ethereum hitting all-time high. It can hit it based on a flat. Okay, and then we obviously recover. I mean, this would be your wave 1, your wave 2, your wave 3, your flat, and wave 4, right? Flats do happen, guys. This is a flat right over here. This is exactly what I'm talking about, but in a larger scale eventually, right? On your larger time frame, wave 4. Flat right over here. Take the highs, take the lows. And this applies with the same theory. You got your first wave 1, big movement, big correction. You got 5 waves here. If you take out this high, it's going to be a 7-wave move. So, I mean, a flat is your scenario, not a double zigzag, because I think Ethereum, is still very much bullish. There's no reason to believe that that would be the top, and this is a double zigzag. Your structure is very much impulsive. So I would be leaning heavily on a flat. All-time high regardless, with a zigzag here or a flat. All-time high is kind of inevitable here for Ethereum when you just missed it by a few $100s. It's just a kind of a little shakeout to get the hype off the people, and the people that were over leveraged long late. But that's the same theory here, legends, right? Where you do have a 5-wave move up. This is very one-wavy. If you hit all-time high, it's too quick to get successful momentum to the upside. So I prefer for me to get into a solid long here, or if not, I'll look for a short if we do hit all-time high, is to form a lower high and get the zigzag. Get just a classic zigzag, which is the most common correction, and then eventually be excited for long positions here. When we take a look at Fibonacci from the pivot low to the pivot high, speculating that this is likely a wave 3, this is the kind of zone of interest, the consolidation of your 4th wave of your wave 3. This is the area of interest, 382 to 50%. I mean, it would be a drop of $700, right? But it's just how the market should really move. If we do get this 3-wave structure, 382 to 50% becomes the epic swing long position zone of a movement of, we're talking about 20-30% here, right? We're talking about a big move. Remain patient. September could be a little bit shaky, but it's all primed to hit all-time high here on Ethereum, legends. Okay, so it's a matter of being patient, guys. I want my community to be patient and to wait for the best trading opportunities. Let's go right away. Oh, it's happened, guys. I missed the countdown. I was too distracted with the content. Let's go. Let me refresh this. Absolutely insane, guys. It's happened. I missed it, guys. I missed it. Here we go. 100,000 subscribers. Oh man, I should have got the countdown. I didn't expect today to actually hit the 100K, guys. Thank you very much for subscribing. It's been a long journey, guys. It has been since 2020. We were just after the C19 crash. A few months later is when we started YouTube, and here we are, guys. I wasn't expecting to hit the 100K today. Thank you very much for joining. Hope you do enjoy the content, the education. Looking for really what we're looking at on the charts, okay? I really want to make you a better trader and explain what we're looking at, all away from the thousands of indicators that are out there. You might get money flow, RSI, you know, MACD, you name it. There's so many indicators out there, and we can really simplify trading just by using Elliott wave theory, market structure, and a little bit of Fibonacci, guys, understanding where there is a sign of weakness or sign of strength, right? And just try and keep it a little bit more simple, even though Elliott wave theory is complex, I have to say. But I hope that the explanations that I provide do really help you. Thank you very much, guys, for being a subscriber and being part of the community. Absolutely awesome journey to hit $100,000 subscribers since, yeah, we started in July, September, July, August, yeah, around about August of 2020, guys, when we were initiating the previous bull run. Okay, so absolutely awesome, guys. Thank you very much for subscribing and enjoying the content, looking for the different scenarios. What are the possibilities? Remain patient, right? There will be better opportunities if the market is a little bit choppy and a little bit confusing, right? Thank you very much, legends. Absolutely awesome. Let's go. 100,000 subscribers. It's been hit. Man, I was looking at the subscriber count and we were around about 99.8K and 99,980, and I was like, I don't think I'll gain 20 subscribers in 10 minutes. So I just continued with the content, and damn, we got 40 subscribers out of nowhere very, very fast in less than 10 minutes. Okay, so I was not expecting that to happen so fast. I really wanted to have the countdown here at 99.998, right, or 996. Man, I missed it, guys. We missed it. Damn. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's happened. Holy moly, this is going fast. We're going to go to 150 soon. All right, legends, enough of that. Thank you very much. It would have been nice to see the countdown, but you know, the content and the education and the scenarios are more important for my community. Let's go right away through the comment section. Thank you, Juan. Much love to you, my man. Jerome, congrats, Andy. It's been 5 years, guys. 5 years since 2020, since the early start of the previous bull run. And it's been an awesome journey. Guys. I've been in crypto since 2018. I got into the bear market of the previous cycle and decided to start YouTube talking about buy Bitcoin, I'm buying Chainlink, I'm buying this. And, you know, obviously the bull run did pay off from the previous cycle because I was already in for a few years. And it's been an awesome journey, guys. Thank you very much. I'm super happy. You know, I'm really actually happy. I was thinking, you know, I don't really care about 100K subscribers, but I'm actually happy now. You got a smile on my face. Okay, I hope I can provide the best, answer questions, and give you the best analysis possible for you to be a better trader. Okay. Wow, guys. I'm actually quite emotional at the moment. It's been pretty awesome. Love Andy's TA, Snowboarding World. Thank you very much, brother. Love you too. 100K, let's go, says Craig Davis. Honest content, says Gihan. Yeah, I mean, I know that, you know, anybody can create a YouTube channel and provide crypto technical analysis education nowadays, right? and it can be very simplified and very hypey. Thumbnails can be very confusing and trying to attract people to a clickbait. I really try and provide what could happen and explaining, whoa, Bitcoin's getting a nice little bounce here. Let's go. We got it could be a little fake relief rally. We got the speech happening right now, guys. I'm not sure. Who's this guy? I'm not sure if I'm in the right. Oh, yeah. Anyway, we're not here to look at the speech, but we are getting a pretty decent bounce right now, as we do get Fed Chair Powell speech right now is happening live, guys. I'm sure there's other people that are going to be streaming this. All right, and I might jump. I'm sure Tom Crown is going to be streaming this, and we could be jumping on his stream. Anyway, not much. We're getting the bounce, guys. It is happening. Pump. I did do a poll today. It is pumping. Let's see if this rally is sustainable and does manage to prove us wrong. Anybody watching? Chowis, yeah. Anybody got into the swing failure pattern of the low here? Because that would have brought you your best entry. Okay, did anybody get in here on the low swing failure pattern of the August lows? It just happened at the beginning of the stream. Did anybody get into the long here? Obviously protected position on the bounce, guys. Let me know in the comment section. Holy moly, this is a pretty interesting God candle. Did anybody get into the long, guys? We're already pumping over $2,000 in the last hour. Absolutely epic bounce. Not sure if there's any aggressive traders watching, any aggressive traders here in the comment section watching the stream. Not out of the woods yet, guys. I have to say, not out of the woods yet. I need to see the price to prove itself that we are going to change the trend. Get the leg up. It might take between today and tomorrow, right? We need that momentum to continue to form a very solid uptrend structure, preferably get above 114.4K, 8K, right? We need to start moving up here very aggressively, and then we could definitely, really speculate the movement down to possibly be a correction and then take out the high later on, right? That's what I'm looking for here. We got our first possibility of an initial stage of strength, right? Let's see if the market does give us that information, guys, in the next 1 to 2 days, or we create a fake out and it's still a lower high and we break down. Be cautious, guys. This is just happening right now as we have Chair Powell's speech. Must have said something good. I mean, it's only been 5 minutes. Let me know anybody that's watching it. Earned 80K from that move. Earned 80K? $80,000 on that move? Holy smokes. What do you have? Holy moly. You must have some significant capital, my man. I'm happy to make 3K on a little scalp on Ethereum. I mean, I should have taken some more. I should have left a little bit more, okay? on that move. My Bitcoin swing long was this one right over here just a few weeks ago. For me right now in this area, as mentioned, I want more information that will provide me a better trading opportunity. But 80K on this move, I mean, man, that damn must 1000x. Yeah, somebody here making 80K from that move. $80K Indonesian money. Yeah, maybe, right? Yeah, maybe it's pesos. Maybe it's 80K pesos. Yeah, you have a lot of kappas in your chat. Don't take it serious. Patrick, I know, my man. Thank you very much. Dow Jones all-time high. It's on. Yeah, see, look at Ethereum. Holy smokes. We got the pump when we're having the speech, guys. I mean, does that mean? I mean, this might have reversed. Let's refresh this. Interest rate cuts. Still 75%. I thought it might have had a jump already with the speech starting. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Anyway, congratulations, whoever got into that swing failure pattern from the lows of the 3rd of August, guys. We just tapped it ever so slightly, and we are getting an epic bounce of over $2,000 right now. I mean, the S&P, the NASDAQ is a little bit of a pump and dump right now. Stay cautious, guys. We do need structure change, okay? It just could be a little pump and dump, all right? Stay cautious. Don't get too excited. We need that uptrend structure to form, okay? Not out of the woods just yet, because it could be a flat, okay? We need the price to go to higher levels and prove us that this downtrend is finished, right? We don't want a flat here. We don't want any of that nonsense. But congratulations, man. An SFP here from the low. I mean, you could have got in with a few peanuts. Could have got in. For me, it was a bit aggressive, but you could have got in. It was a very acceptable, it's always an acceptable trade and a swing failure pattern. Stop loss at the low. Did play out very, very nicely. Let me know in the comment section, guys. Did anybody get into the swing failure pattern? Okay, that just happened in the last hour. Absolutely awesome. Awesome. What did he say? We do not know. I'm riding the Ethereum candle, says Pintopia. Ethereum's getting a pretty epic pump. Pretty epic pump. S&P 500 also with the rally. I don't know what he's saying, guys. Anybody that is watching Jerome Powell speech. Ethereum with the pump. Let's see if this pump is going to be sustainable. Because I do think that it could reach some resistance here. And it could end up in a 3-wave structure. If we move up here, consolidate, form another leg, we form a bit of a 5-waver, it could be the low. But I'm still very skeptical. Very, very skeptical for the moment. Let's see. Let's see. Not out of the woods yet. The next few days, if we continue the uptrend, it's going to be looking very, very good, guys. And we could move with the speculation of an ABC flat, guys. And the first movement up here that is developed in the next few days could be our information to look for the golden ticket, guys. Off we go to all-time high again. Maybe. Still soon, guys. Not out of the woods yet, okay? Let's not get too excited. We need a bit more market structure to the upside to really clear an impulse. Let's not just get excited with the first little pump, because it could be a pump and dump, right? This man has the power to really shift the possible trend, right? So it's a short squeeze. Yeah, I think a lot of people, I mean, if it is going to be a short squeeze, I would have expected, right, responsible traders that have been shorting throughout the last few days would have, I would have taken profits here at the lows. You swing failure pattern, you tap the low here. It's time to get out from your shorts, guys. Time to get out if you take out this low, right? If you've been shorting the last few days. Always, right? A major swing low or a swing high is always a take profit zone. I managed this move. I did not manage this move. So, yeah, people shorting down here, they ain't having a good time. Not a short squeeze, support line. Ethereum going parabolic. Ethereum taking a big move here. Big move, very strong move to the upside. I guess some altcoins are also taking a bit of a rally. Let's take a look at XRP. Yeah, not the biggest one just as of yet, but it's looking pretty damn good. Pretty good. Holy cow. ETH going parabolic. Yes, sir. Oi is dumping as CBD is pumping. Open interest. I thought you were talking about a crypto here. OI. Open interest is dumping as CBD is pumping. Yeah, let's take a look at CBD here. Open interest. What a major pump. A lot of volatility here on Bybit. Bybit traders are longing and shorting throughout the last couple of hours, not knowing not knowing exactly what to do here. Open interest going down, at least on Bybit. So it definitely looks like a little bit of a short squeezy situation. Open interest going down. Chainlink and ENA up. Chainlink is an absolute beast. Chainlink to $30. Chainlink to $30 plus. Ooh. It's going to be time to start taking some profits, guys. Any legit follower of the channel, if you have been a legit follower and maybe bought some Chainlink, I do think that Chainlink has the potential to hit all-time high, guys. But I've changed my strategy. My strategy was throughout the last few years of accumulation that I will not sell any Chainlink till we hit all-time high. But I've got too much, guys. We need to unload, right? We know that crypto could turn around at some point. I know there's high probability in hitting $30 here, and we could smash out. Don't get me wrong. I think Chainlink does have the potential to smash out here. But I'm going to start taking 20%. I'm going to unload 20%, guys, of my Chainlink buys. I don't care. I need to take some profits, guys. We need to take profit. I do expect it to smash out here in a wave 3. The probabilities here to this to be a 1-2, 1-2, and then 3 are very high, or an 1 ABC running flat, and then 3. They're very, very high, guys. So I'm just going to take 20% out. I'll leave the 80% rest to see if we do stretch our legs 4 or 5, right, to hit all-time high in the next coming weeks, give or take few months. But it's time to take profit. I mean, this is only a 5x, but I'm happy with a 5x, guys, on Chainlink. I'm going to need to take my initial investment out and take some profits and leave a moon bag for all-time high. Let's go Bitcoin. Let's go Ethereum. What is your biggest altcoin position? Umbrella Warrior here. Umbrella is like 1% of my portfolio. Yeah, I'm actually in a loss on Umbrella. Okay, we're in a loss. Let's see. I mean, the low cap coins, guys, they are the last ones to take a pump, but they're so easy to pump this to the moon. When this rallies, it's going to do a 5x in one day. These are the kind of cryptos that when they pump like 300-400% in a day. And then obviously you would expect, you know, possible continuation up when they start pumping. Okay, so this is like, this can 10x in a week. They just shoot up out of nowhere, right? So obviously a little bag of this is worth having. Umbrella. ICP seems to have risen from the dead. Let's take a look at ICP, because I was not happy with the movement down that we had in the last few days. Yeah, guys, ICP, extreme high probability, guys, that we're going to get that rally, okay? With or without a spring point. With or without. With or without, guys. It's going to happen, okay? I'm confident. I'm confident in this one. My question is, spring or no spring? Spring point or no spring point? That is my question. We get below $4, get a little sweep. I would buy, guys, this swing failure pattern. I will definitely buy this swing failure pattern if we do get down there. Okay. I wouldn't be worried about the drop. I would go in aggressively, guys. This is where we make the money. This is where we do get in low. You know that, guys. You know better. XLM, what about XLM, bro? What is XLM doing? XLM is looking pretty damn okay. I mean, this does look like it is forming a bullish pennant. Ooh, this is looking good. Very corrective, you know, performance here. Muy correctivo. Got a nice, pretty interesting 5-wave move to the upside here, if I'm honest with you. Very nice 5-wave move up. Don't tell me that we bounced at the 7/8 Fibonacci. We probably did. La puta madre. We bounced at the 7/8 after getting a 5-wave move to the upside, guys. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. The biggest wave here, 5-wave structure, 7/8 holding. This is going to be interesting. I don't think we're going to shoot up to the highs here, but it would be interesting to, in the next coming days, to get a bit of a 5-waver here. It might even be a much larger bullish pennant, right? It looks bullish, guys. Let's be honest. It's a bull flag. It's a bull flag on the formation here on XLM. Looks pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. Not much to discuss here. On XLM, looks pretty damn bullish. We could be actually inside of our wave 4 from the low. Holy smokes. 1, 2, 3. Biggest wave. Large, complex, triangular structure. 4th wave that is looking to bounce in between the 382 and the 50%, guys. You know, it cannot get any more technical than this. From your low, first move up, higher low, your biggest wave with the highest amount of volume, lots of choppiness. This is a full recipe for XLM to bounce at your most common target zone after a big wave, which would be labeled as your wave 3. Your wave 4 most commonly bounces in between the 382 and the 50% without hitting the golden pocket, which is exactly where we bounced just a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, I mean, it does look pretty interesting. It might form a larger triangle here, don't get me wrong, but it looks primed to hold. Worst case scenario, it gets a dip and swing failure patterns from the low here. That's the worst case scenario that I do see here. And it ends up being a bit of a zigzag. But the highs are likely going to be taken at 52 cents from the last few weeks. Very, very high probability. All right, legends. Bitcoin getting the rejection. Looking still a-okay. It's looking pretty damn good. What's the stock market doing? Hope the stock market is behaving. Ooh, S&P 500 on the rally, guys, to all-time high. What did this man say? What did Jerome Powell say, guys? Is he like cutting rates aggressively like tomorrow? Or what's going on? Oh, yeah, that's increased, guys, by 87. It was just at 75%. It just increased now in the last few minutes. So high probability. I think it might be cutting rates by quite a bit, potentially. And that's where we're getting that massive rally to the upside. Very, very aggressively here on Bitcoin and stocks, guys. Everything is pumping. Everything is pumping. Took the profits from the long. He is bullish. Yeah. Jerome is bullish. Powell is speaking. Yes, he is. He's probably saying that, hey man, tu español es realmente bueno. Soy de España, amigo. Chay Pampa. Soy español. Let's go. He is bullish. Jerome Powell. Curtis, it stinks of market maker doing his stuff. I know, my man. Not to worry. Not to worry. I'm in no big major position. The only trade that I got in, guys, in the last few days is this Ethereum trade that I hope some of the legends still hold most of the position. I took most of the profit and over 90%. Just a 3K profit. It was a scalp, very internal scalp setup. Jerome Powell with the news pumping the markets. I'm still skeptical about this pump, guys, about Ethereum smashing through all-time high as explained. It would not make sense for Ethereum to blast off from all-time high, guys. Yes, it can hit it, but I would not expect a successful breakout. I would not expect a successful breakout for Ethereum. A double top is a very, very high probability scenario if we were to hit all-time high. If we were to hit it, right? So, yeah, let's go right away through the rest of the comment section. And recession in 2 weeks. Is that what he said? BTC falling. Yeah, we're kind of not out of the woods yet, guys. Okay, I wouldn't get too excited. This could be a pump and dump. It could be a flat, okay? It could still be a flat, right? Inside of the latest dump down. This really needs to take out this lower high. And preferably, we do create a little bit of a more sustainable pump. When we get so much volatility, we know the deal sometimes, guys. Lots of dumps and pumps and dumps happen throughout some news, okay? Short squeeze, I'm really not, I mean, unless you got into the swing failure pattern, you took the profits, guys, get out. You got the pump of a couple of $1,000. Not a major trade that I, was basically interested in, but you got the swing failure pattern from the 3rd of August lows. And the pump did happen. So, legends, if you are interested in trading, you got bluffing, you got weeks. Weeks is awesome. You do get great bonuses on weeks with the link down below. Bluffing is also good. BTCC, I trade on a few of them. Some for scalping, some for swing trading. Bluffing right now does have $3,000 deposit bonus. That's 10% cash back. So if you deposit $30,000, you're getting $3,000, guys. 10% cash back. You deposit $5,000, you're getting $50. You deposit $10,000, right? You're getting $1,000. So yeah, make sure to check out the bonuses down below, guys. VIP 1 and VIP 2 also, depending on what you deposit, which incredibly decreases your fees. You want low fees when you're trading, and that's what you get here with these deposits, okay? You got Bluffin or BTCC, which is a great platform also. Second link or third link for Bluffin or BTCC. Not much more has to be discussed, guys. Thank you very much for joining today's stream. It's been absolutely awesome hitting $100K subscribers. It's happened, guys. Thank you very much for joining. You know what I'm looking for here for Bitcoin. And today we've got the pump with the news that it's very unpredictable movements, okay? A dump or a pump. I think a lot of people were expecting a dump. Which eventually we got that automatic rally, right? When most of the people are expecting something, well, the opposite happens, right? So yeah, you know what I'm looking for. I've explained the scenarios for the moment. The bullish case does remain pretty interesting. If we start hitting some lower highs, the retracement is going to be looking very, very interesting. We could be looking for continuation to the upside. A lot of people started off the stream with bull market over. Maybe they're going to think twice right now, right? Anyway, legends, thank you very much for everything. Much love to everybody interested in ICP. ICP is still a very good buy in my opinion. Okay, very, very good buy. Still low levels. It's a mid-cap coin. It still has a lot to do in this bull run, guys. It doesn't pump till it does, right? It doesn't pump till it does. And when it does, I want the people to be in already. I mean, this is, do your own research, guys. Research, this could go to zero, okay? Anything, there's no 100% guarantee, but the probabilities look very, very interesting for this one. Okay, and that's one of the altcoins that I'm having the biggest bet right now for the next coming months, okay? To take out $20. Apart from Chainlink and Ethereum. Thank you very much, everybody. I mean, if Ethereum does hit all-time high, I will consider selling some of my Ethereum, guys. Might not hit it. Let's see. Much love to everybody. Thank you for subscribing, smashing up the like button. Let's see how many likes we can get, guys, to the end of the stream. 400 likes. Let's go. Thank you, guys. What a day. Bolo, much love. Trade of the day, 100k subs. Andy, congratulations. Snowboarding World, thank you very much. Much love to everybody, okay? Super happy that you are a subscriber and that you enjoy the streams and the education. Stay safe with your trading, and I will see you in the next one.